Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here with just a quick lineup slash news update. This is another day off, so no pregame report today. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for content for a video, but Chris Knobloch made that decision pretty easy for me. Practice just wrapped up in Edmonton, and there's some interesting things that I want to talk about. So if you like news updates and you want to see more playoff content, make sure you hit that like button, and of course, make sure you subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We actually just crossed 3,000 subscribers last night, so I just wanted to take a second to thank everyone that has tuned in, has subscribed. A lot of Panthers fans recently as well, so thank you very much, Panthers fans. And if you're a fan of other teams as well, you are more than welcome here. I enjoy the hockey content. I just love creating content for everyone. I love talking hockey. So the main thing in today's video, though, is lineup updates. Obviously, we expected some changes because, some guys aren't really rolling for the Oilers. The Oilers don't have a goal from a forward yet, so we knew Chris Knobloch was going to kind of shuffle things around, but it's on defense that I think is also very interesting too. So after practice today, this is what the practice lines looked like. So I'll give you a second. If you need to pause the video just to take a look at it, I will talk about all of this here. So first line, we still have Nugent-Hopkins with McDavid and Hyman. That makes sense. You're not really going to break up that line. They've been effective all season, and if you do break up that line, Knobloch usually puts Draisaitl up with McDavid. We don't want them together right now. Second line, this is where we start to see some of the changes here. We have McLeod with Draisaitl and Holloway. I think Holloway has had a good first two games. Obviously, he hasn't managed to hit that score sheet yet, but I do find Holloway has probably been the most effective winger at generating opportunities, getting in on the forecheck, and not allowing Florida to really suffocate him. I found Holloway has looked really well over the first two games of this series. And then McLeod, they've moved away from that third line center position, and they put him back on the wing. Now, I'm someone that has been saying this for quite a while here, and I know a lot of you agree with me. Ryan McLeod is much more effective on the wing than he is at center. Ryan McLeod as a centerman, I find he plays the perimeter a lot, and he's good on the back check. However, he doesn't really get into inside lanes, and he doesn't produce a whole lot of offense from that center position. He scores all of his goals when he's playing the wing. He doesn't have to be the guy with that center responsibility or the F3 responsibility. So McLeod, Draisaitl, and Holloway, I think, could be a really good line. There is a lot of speed on that line. There's a lot of skill on that line. And for Leon Draisaitl, I think it's good to pair him with guys that can skate. That way he can maybe find one of them with their feet moving in the neutral zone. They can attack with some speed here. Of course, Draisaitl and Holloway are good in corners. They're good on the forecheck. So if McLeod can just find a way to get himself open here, Draisaitl and Holloway, they can make space for him. Third line, we have Janmark, Henrique, and Brown. Now, this is an interesting line. I'm not super against this one. Obviously, you'd probably prefer optimally Janmark and Brown playing fourth line minutes. However, Janmark and Brown have not been bad. They've been pretty good since that Stars series, and even before that, I've liked Janmark's play pretty much throughout the whole playoffs. Same with Connor Brown. Adam Henrique, third line center. That makes sense to me as well. Fourth line, we have Foegele with Carrick and Perry. Obviously, Warren Foegele has not been producing anything offensively. He brings a lot of speed, tenacity, some physicality there. Carrick, obviously, he's in the lineup for his face-offs, and this is a chippy series, very physical. You want Carrick in there just to, keep an eye on things if he has to. Carrick will drop the gloves if he needs to. Not an overpowering type of player, but that's probably why he's still in the lineup over Ryan. And then Corey Perry on the fourth line, right wing position. Now, personally, I honestly would probably take Corey Perry out of the lineup. I don't think Corey Perry has done enough to justify himself being in this lineup at this state. He was taken out of the lineup for a little while in that Stars series. They put him back in for game one of the Panthers series, game 1 and 2. Corey Perry hasn't done a whole lot for me. I haven't been a huge fan of his game. I understand why he's here, and they might have him in the lineup, especially with the home crowd, just to, he's a good veteran presence. He can keep guys, level-headed and calm on the bench. He's one of those guys that talks to the younger players, and he can keep everyone kind of in line, level-headed, that sort of thing. I understand why they would have him in the lineup. I just don't personally agree with it. If you're looking for offense, if you're looking for players that are effective on the ice, Corey Perry right now, again, father time, catches up to everybody. This is not me saying I dislike Corey Perry. It's just my opinion. If you're going to play an aged veteran who might not produce a whole lot offensively, I would love to see Sam Gagner in this lineup. In my personal opinion, I would love to see Gagner inserted in the lineup, the hometown favorite, a guy that bleeds copper and blue. I would love to see him in there. And speaking of Gagne, the extra forwards, Evander Kane, Derek Ryan, and Sam Gagne. Now, what's interesting about Evander Kane being an extra forward is he went onto the ice before everyone else at practice this morning. And then when the rest of the team came onto the ice, Chris Knobloch, he talked to Evander Kane for a few minutes, and then Kane immediately left the ice. So Evander Kane didn't even take part in practice. He was wearing top six white sweater. And then Chris Knobloch talked to him. Kane left the ice, and then the Oilers began practice. So I don't know if that means Kane is fighting, some sort of injury. I don't know if McLeod is a placeholder for him, or Janmark or Fogle. I don't know if Kane is even going to be in the lineup for Game 3. What that seems to me is Chris Knobloch might have told him, hey, you're not going to be in the lineup. And then maybe Kane just decided, what, screw it, I'm going to leave the ice. It's weird that Kane would get dressed in the top six, colors, step onto the ice before everyone else, and then when everyone else comes onto the ice, he's talked to by the coach, and then he just leaves. So not sure what's going on with Evander Kane there. Let me know in the comments what you think might be going on with Kane, if you think he'll play. And then on defense, we have Ekholm with Bouchard, Gleason with Desharnais, Kulak with Broberg, Kemp and Ceci were the extras, and then Darnell Nurse was absent from practice today. Darnell Nurse did not take part in practice at all. Obviously, Darnell Nurse, he was pretty injured in Game 2 against Florida. He only played 5 or 6 minutes total. He only played a couple shifts after the first period. So Darnell Nurse, I'm assuming based on where Gleason is, I don't know if Gleason will actually step into the lineup. If you're an Oilers fan, you'll remember Gleason actually played pretty good in the preseason. A lot of us wanted Gleason to stick with the team. Now, if for some reason Nurse does not go and Gleason steps in, it's going to be Gleason and Desharnais. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, the Oilers' defensive depth is pretty weak right now if Darnell Nurse is unable to go. I would personally like to think that if Nurse is unable to go, you probably would have had Broberg take that left side, and then you'd reinsert CC into the lineup. Personally, I think Darnell Nurse, I think he's going to give it a go. I think he will dress tomorrow. How effective is he going to be? We're not sure. It is kind of fun seeing Gleason's name back on the board here, though. I haven't seen Ben Gleason at all in forever, so good for him. If Gleason is in the lineup tomorrow, hey, why not, right? But that's pretty much it for me. We expect Stuart Skinner to get the start as well. The Oilers have a massive, massive game in front of their home fans tomorrow night. We know Rogers Place is going to be loud. It's going to be the loudest it's ever been in the postseason so far. The Oilers are down 0-2 in this series. Only 5 teams have ever come back from an 0-2 deficit to win the Stanley Cup when they've gone down 0-2 in the finals. The last team to do it was the 2011 Boston Bruins against the Vancouver Canucks. Boston, of course, lost game 1 and 2 in Vancouver. They came home, won games 3 and 4. So the Oilers are going to be hoping to do something similar. The 2009 Pittsburgh Penguins also did that as well. They were down 0-2 to Detroit. They managed to come back and win that series in 7. If the Edmonton Oilers have any hope and chance of coming back and winning the Stanley Cup, they're going to have to win both games at home. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They have to win both. But, just let me know what you think. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section below. As I mentioned, make sure you like the video if you liked it today. Make sure to subscribe if you really liked it. And, of course, tell someone that you love them. All right? Take care, Oil Country. I'll see you tomorrow morning for the pregame report. Have a good day.